All right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Sunday, March 10th, and we had a matchup between the Braves and the Yankees. Juan Soto staying hot, and Clark Schmidt towing the slab. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium,
New York City.
Just when they thought I was out. Hey, pull me back, kid.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. 18 days until baseball that counts. Yankees open up in Houston, so things should be pretty intense right from the opening bell this year. Would be really nice to give the Astros an 0-3 start to the season, don't you think? That would be wonderful. Anyway, it would also be a nightmare. Let's not kid ourselves if the Yankees go 0-3 to begin. So I don't even want to talk about that. But anyway, before we get to the recap of today's game, it's been a few days, so let's catch up on some of the things that are going on in camp. Number one thing I want to talk about is Austin Wells, who did not get the start today, but has been tearing the cover off the ball. And there's now reports that the Yankees feel so strongly about his defense that he might actually contend for that starting catcher job. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, you know, he needs to be the starting catcher anyway, just because of his offense. But the fact is that Trevino is a platinum glove winning catcher, an elite catcher. And it was highly unlikely that he was going to lose his job on opening day, at least, to Austin Wells. But the way Austin Wells has been playing this spring has definitely been turning some heads. 965 OPS. Damian Lee says, "Can the season start already?" I'm ready, baby. A lot of talk also about Jason Dominguez over the last couple of days. He's throwing from 75 feet. He is hitting from both sides of the plate. He's going to be taking rehab reps right around the time that the Yankees are headed back to New York in early April. So he really could be back in May sometime, mid-May, late May. Really depends on not only how he's performing once he's fully healed, but also how the guys in the Yankees lineup are performing. Is Verdugo hitting? Is Grisham healthy? Is Stanton hitting at all? He came around a little bit today. We had been waiting for Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, all to get going this spring. Judge, we're still kind of waiting on today. He only took a couple of at-bats today. I feel like he's just kind of easing in, just kind of getting his work in because he's going to be playing a lot of center field. He's trying not to push it too much in spring training. I would expect him to really start swinging the bat well, right around the last week of spring, right as he starts to get his timing all the way back. DJ knocked in a couple of runs today, had a couple of hits, but Stanton, who entered the game 1 for 15, had a really good day, swung the bat very, very well. This week, we're kind of also hitting that point where pitchers are starting to go through that dead arm phase. We saw Nestor Cortez get roughed up a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday, actually. Clark Schmidt had a tough outing today, at least to begin the outing. He did settle down a little bit. No bite whatsoever when he began the first inning, and, the velocity was mid, as the kids say. Everything was up. These are all symptoms of just kind of having a tired arm in spring training, so I'm not too worried. But let's talk about it.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Chat is filling up. So top of the first inning began single, walk, single, 3-run double, and before you could blink, it was 4-0 Braves. And you're thinking, wow, this is going to be a long day. I picked the wrong day to do a recap. But Juan Soto to the rescue. He had a great at-bat in the bottom of the first inning, worked a 3-1 count on a couple of really close pitches that he took, and then he smoked a line drive on a hanging slider, 110.6 mile an hour exit velocity for a base hit. That's what good hitters are going to do. They wait you out. They make you throw them something good to hit. and that's exactly what he did. Second inning, Giancarlo Stanton ripped an opposite field double, also 110 mile an hour exit velocity. Not just a good piece of hitting, but also looked pretty good running the bases, which is more than we could say for him at any time last season. He also ripped a 101.9 mile an hour line drive single in the sixth inning, so he's definitely breaking out of his funk, considering he came in 1 for 15. I'm also glad the Yankees are going to open up in kind of a warm environment. It seems like a lot of his problems over the years have been cold weather early in the season, sprinting in Yankee Stadium. Yankees open up in domes this year. They go to Texas and then Arizona. So that's a good way to avoid that late March in New York City. Now, Yankees do come home on April 5th. Let's just hope it's mild. Let's hope it's a 72-degree, beautiful April day. But maybe we'll get lucky. Verdugo brought in the first run with a base hit and then scored on a second run scored on a sac fly by Trevino, who had a good day. Zuzu Boy says maybe trade some catching depth for an infielder. We'll get there. That's one of the notes that I wanted to mention. Schmidt did settle down after the bad first inning, but it was definitely a grind all day. He did have 5 strikeouts. A lot of the pitches were up. I felt like he got away with some bad pitches. Did throw some good breaking balls like that one you just saw there on your screen. Had 5 strikeouts. He regained his control of the game after the tough start, but, those are positive takeaways, but overall, you look at the day and you say, kind of a tough day at the office.
It stinks.
Bottom 4, DJ LeMahieu picked up a seeing eye single to make it 6-4 as the Yankees mounted their comeback. And then Juan Soto, this guy is going to be so much fun to watch.
There it goes. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Unbelievable. That ball was absolutely destroyed. We're going to take a look at it. 112.2 mile an hour exit velocity. Would have definitely gone in the bleachers at Yankee Stadium, way back in the bleachers. 447 feet. 3-run shot completely out of the complex over the Seminole Hard Rock Cabanas. I think it landed in the parking lot. That gave the Yankees a 7-6 lead. 4th home run of the spring for Juan Soto. He's also hitting .500 on the nose. I know spring training stats don't matter, but damn, this guy is fun to watch.
He's on fire.
In the bottom of the 5th inning, the Yankees tacked on another run, courtesy of the guy who was making his spring debut, Mr. Jose Trevino. Take another look at this one, too. You can see that he just drops the bat head on it and hits kind of a lob wedge over the 318-foot sign. Nice piece of hitting. Welcome back to Jose Trevino. So now, with the way Austin Wells has been playing, and Jose Trevino, who's in great shape, by the way, worth mentioning. He looks like he is in great shape. Coming back looking good. We have ourselves a catching competition. The opening day start, I think, is probably going to go to Jose Trevino, catching Garrett Cole. Veteran, has started on opening day before, so it'll be nothing new for him. And Austin Wells, I think, will eventually play his way into the lineup against most right-handed pitchers. He's just been swinging the bat so good. And I know spring stats don't matter, but you look at the guy, he's got a beautiful swing. He's got great bat speed. He keeps the bat in the zone a long time. I really could see him being a 270 hitter this year with 20 home runs. I really think so. So I think he's going to get a lot more playing time. With the loss of Oswald Peraza, don't be surprised if the Yankees move Ben Rortvedt for a backup infielder. We had that comment earlier. I 100% agree with that. He's a good catcher. A lot of teams need a good defensive catcher. He's had a little bit of an injury problem in his career. And the Yankees do have a lot of good catching depth. They got Augustin Ramirez, who is, I believe, optioned to Double-A yesterday, Somerset. So he's only a couple years away if you need to make a move at some point. But, hey, look, I feel good about the Yankees catching situation for the first time in a while. Even though Trevino had that great breakout season a couple years ago, we weren't expecting it, right? And then last year I felt kind of iffy because we weren't sure if he could duplicate it, and then obviously he didn't. So this year he looks good, Wells looks good, and I like our depth. I think we're at a good position at catcher. Yankees hang on to win 9-8, a squeaker.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win. You're a winner.
So we'll take a look at the box score in just a minute, but we got to give out the belt. Belt, honestly, kind of a tough decision today. 17 hits for the Yankees. Good day for Giancarlo Stanton. Good day for Jose Trevino. But in the end, Juan Soto has been just so productive, I don't know how you can give it to anybody else. He's a dude. He is an absolute dude. So we have an absolutely awful comment here. I'm not going to put it on the screen. It says, what is Judge's batting average? It does matter in spring training. First of all, yeah, he's hitting 143. Second of all, you're completely wrong. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all.
He must be the stupidest son of a bitch alive.
I don't think you need to worry about what Aaron Judge is doing in the batting average department right now. The guy is our captain. He's a proven veteran. He knows he's got a job. A guy hit 62 home runs a couple of years ago. Hit 37 last year in just over 100 games. Judge can play. It's not like Judge just fell off a cliff. He's having a slow start to his spring because he's just getting himself in shape. Well, he's in shape, but he's just getting himself like in baseball rhythm, timing, and things like that. So, absolutely awful take. Second belt of the spring for Juan Soto. All right. All right, so let's take a look at the box score here. You see the Yankees out-hit the Braves 17-11. DJ 1 for 3 with a couple of ribbies. Soto 2 for 3, 3 RBIs. Look at that OPS. Unbelievable. 1.828 this spring. Judge 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts. Kind of looking like he just wanted to get through the day, get it over with. 1 for 4 from Rizzo, having a nice spring, hitting 421. He's somebody that I was looking for results from this spring because we wanted to know his timing would be back. His timing does look like it's back. He looks like he's in great shape. I'm feeling good about Rizzo. He's low-key a sleeper to drive in 120 runs this year with the 400 on-base percentages ahead of him. But, you know, then again, if Juan Soto's hitting this many home runs, you might not drive in that many runs because not going to have as many people on base. He and Judge hitting all these dingers. I was counting on more walks, but hitting the ball out of the park is fine too. Torres 2 for 2. He's having a good day. Had a nice hustle double. Stanton 2 for 3. Verdugo 1 for 2 with an RBI. I like his hustle. Hitting 133 this spring, but no big deal. Pereira came in 0 for 2. Trevino 2 for 2 on the day with a couple of ribbies. And then Cabrera had an outstanding day at shortstop. 3 for 3 with a run scored. He's going to see a lot of playing time as the Yankees' backup infielder going forward. So, all right, let's take some comments here.
What do you hear? What do you say?
Sam G says, keep Glaber in that number 5 hole. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I know Giancarlo Stanton has the resume, 59 home runs, and MVP and all that stuff, but it's been a few years since he's been that guy. Gleyber Torres has had 2 consistent years in a row. Last year, he cut down on his strikeouts, made more contact. I want him hitting as close to the middle of the order as possible. I think he's also a sleeper to drive in close to 100 runs. Now, I was listening to Mike Francesa the other day, and he was talking about how he thinks the Yankees are going to win about 92, 93 games, and then he rattled off all of these numbers that he expects the Yankees hitters to put up. 35 home runs from Soto, 50 from Judge, 25 from Rizzo, 25 from Torres, 20 from Stanton, 20 from Verdugo. He said 20 from Wells. Maybe. We'll see if he gets that much playing time. 20 from Volpe. I mean, you start to add it up. This team is going to hit for some power, and we know that they're going to have better contact this year. Verdugo, excellent contact hitter. Soto, excellent contact guy. We mentioned Torres' improved contact ability. Stan's been working on his bat path. Volpe's been working on his swing path. I think he's going to strike out a lot less this year. I think he's focused on hitting more line drives. We know DJ doesn't strike out a ton when he's right. Struck out a lot last year. Hopefully that trend can turn around. But I see some real ability for this offense just from what we've seen so far in spring to kind of be the inverse of what we saw last year. I think this team can score a lot of runs. And I think they'll definitely finish top 2 in the division. They got a shot to beat the Orioles. Look, the Orioles lost Bradish for a while. Bautista's coming back from Tommy John, but they still got a dynamic young offense. They got Jackson Holiday coming up. So it's going to be interesting. Frankie says, "What are your Oscars predictions?" Well, let's pull up the Oscar nominees for 2024. So I loved, and you guys know this if you've been watching the show, Oppenheimer. I thought it was tremendous. I've watched it again a couple of more times since, and it's clear to me that it could have been an hour shorter. Actor in a leading role. Let's see. We got Bradley Cooper for Maestro. We got Coleman Domingo for Rustin. I have not seen that. Paul Giamatti was excellent in The Holdovers. WNBC. Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, obviously fantastic. Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction. Honestly, of the performances this year that I saw, Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction was probably my favorite. Sterling K. Brown was also excellent in that movie. Robert De Niro, I thought was... I think he was miscast in Killers of the Flower Moon. I just didn't love him in that role. Gosling, obviously, also nominated for Best Song, I believe. Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things, I haven't seen that. Robert Downey Jr. is probably going to win Actor in a Supporting Role, Going Away. Actress in a Leading Role, Lily Gladstone, probably going to run away with it from Killers of the Flower Moon. I thought she was tremendous, and she won the Golden Globe. Actress in a Supporting Role, America Ferrera for Barbie, possibly. Danielle Brooks for Color Purple. I didn't see it, but I've been hearing things. And then, obviously, Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer. She's always terrific. She does facial expressions more than, or better than most. Directing, probably Nolan for Oppenheimer. And then Best Picture. Let's see what the Best Picture nominees are. So we got American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall. I'll go through these one at a time. So yeah, American Fiction, tremendous. Wasn't what I expected, but I thought it was really, really good. Kept me interested. Held my attention. Anatomy of a Fall was good. It's a foreign movie. A lot of it's in German, but definitely it's a court case. It's I don't know. I didn't find it all that satisfying, and there were some scenes in there that I just didn't love. Barbie, I hated it. Holdovers, I thought it was great, but probably not Best Picture worthy, although it will be one of my holiday movies that I watch year after year. Killers of the Flower Moon was good, but too long. Maestro, did not see. I'm going to try and watch it at some point. I love music movies. I got this Apple Vision Pro, and I call it my magic hat. I got that from Penn Jillette. I stole that term. And it's changed my movie watching experience. And the thing that's best about it is the sound. The audio is unbelievable. Like when you watch Star Wars and you hear, burr, 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 and it's unbelievable. And 3D movies look amazing. So I'm going to try and catch Maestro, but it doesn't have Netflix on there yet. So I can't yet, but that app is coming, I think. Oppenheimer might win Best Picture just because of all the hype. I thought Past Lives was tremendous. Very human story. Poor Things I didn't watch. I've heard it's good, but I'm probably not going to ever see it. And then The Zone of Interest I have not seen yet. So, of the ones I've seen, I really liked American Fiction overall. But Oppenheimer probably takes most of the wins tonight. So, Frankie says best actor of Maestro is Bradley Cooper's nose.
You're a funny guy.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
Dr. Randy Cokewave says, what did you think about Schmidt? Or what do you think about Schmidt? I think Schmidt has potential. I do like his stuff. I like his curveball. Got obviously a mid-90s fastball. I like that he posts. You know, he made most of his starts last year. I wish he would go deeper into the game. Now, we saw Blake Snell posted some eyeballs on Instagram today. It kind of led me to believe he could be signing somewhere. Latest I heard was that his preferred destination was the Angels, so I wouldn't hold your breath to see him with the Yankees. But anyway, let's take a few last questions and wrap it up.
I gotta get out of here.
FG says poor things could be asleep. Is it good? Is it good? It looks weird to me. And I like a good weird movie. I love a good A24 film. But I don't think it is an A24 film, but anyway, it just seemed a little bit weird to me.
Game over, man. Game over.
And Frankie says Oppenheimer Best Picture, Murphy Best Actor, Stone Best Actress, Nolan Best Director, Downey Supporting, and then Randolph Supporting Actress. Hey, we'll see. I'll hold you to those. Those all seem doable. I'm probably going to miss the beginning of it because I'm directing and producing Ken Rosenthal's episode of Fair Territory tonight. So tune in to that. It'll come out late tonight, but it'll be available, obviously, forever on the internet beginning when it's released. And until then, until next time, I'll see ya.